Hello everyone, how are you? This is yours truly, Tech Gear Guy, coming at you once again with a gear review. So today we are taking a look at HP X360 14-inch Chromebook. So I'm a firm supporter of Chrome OS and, hardware offerings built with Chrome OS to a reasonable degree. The first generation of Chromebooks that were out, they had a lot of promise, and yet I also felt that the execution was somewhat poor in some instances. Now, fast forward to January 2019, you have Chromebooks that are even over $1,000 now. So we need to find certain sweet spot in Chromebook offering to make sense out of this platform. So I've had my both two children in high school. First couple of years of their high school years, they were using Chromebook for all their schoolwork and whatnot. I've also had Chromebooks, a couple of them in the past for my work needs. Now, obviously, the whole ecosystem has evolved, and today we have offerings such as this, which to me looks very good and looks very promising. So for the market price, street price of $599, let's see what we get. So at about $600, I would say it's a pretty posh offering if you ask me. So the CPU is 8th generation Core i3 81, I want to say 8130 or 8160U, 2.2 gigahertz, and then 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM on board and 64 gigabyte of a flash storage. The screen is 14 inches, glossy screen, full HD, powered by Intel UHD 620. It weighs about 3.5 pounds, and the dimensions wise, it is 12.8 inches this way, 8.9 inches this way, and it stands 0.6 inches tall. The battery is a non-removable battery, and if you look at the bottom panel, it is not exactly user serviceable. Anyhow, it is a 3-cell battery inside. HP says you're going to get over 12 hours of battery life. I find that to be a little bit too ambitious. With the screen brightness is set at about 85%, and multiple tabs obviously going on the Chrome browser with reasonable apps doing the Google Sheets, even Excel, things of the nature, and some about hour or hour and a half of media consumption on YouTube, things of the nature. With the Wi-Fi fully firing, I was about to get hair over 8 hours, which is actually not bad, because then that means you can last just about all day at work. So speaking of work, obviously the laptops are not all for fun. Sometimes we have to use these things for work. So I have no problem in terms of compatibility, as the platform itself has matured over the years, where the coworkers that I work with that are in the Mac OS ecosystem, as well as the ones that are on Windows ecosystem, there is no issue with file compatibility. With the SMB protocol, I'm able to access shared folders on Windows servers without any problems. So overall, my experience was that this is a very serviceable laptop. It is built solid. It overall, just build quality is really awesome, although I will share with you one thing in a bit. So the keyboard, really sweet to type on. They did not skimp out on this. And one of the issues with the first generation of Chromebooks earlier years, they were trying to arrive at certain price level so hard, they had to skimp out on a lot of things. Everything was plastic. You would have some janky screen here with the thick bezel, and it just overall, it did not really give you any kind of good tactile feedback even then. So build quality is just really good, with the exception, I don't know if you have noticed, but the hinges that support the lid, they are not as tight as I would have liked. So basically, if you can watch it, at this angle, this is actually falling back like this ever so slightly. So it kind of flops around a bit more than what I would have liked. I would have preferred the hinges to be a little bit tighter, where you know, I could have it at a certain point and won't flop around. And you know, I'm not really pushing it hard, but you know, just with a very gentle, just movement, the lid is just flopping around. So that is one of the things that I don't much care for. But I was talking about the compatibility, so let's go back to that. So you know, lasting a whole workday with this laptop is not a problem. Just the keyboard is really solidly great attack, great tactile feedback, and it's not you know, there's no a lot of fatigue. And with the backlit keyboard, you know, working in the dark is okay. So now working in the dark, so let's now flip that around, and let's talk about working where it's bright. The screen itself is not the brightest screen available. However, the IPS panel that's on board here is really great for your day-to-day usage, so long as you're not working outside, or where you have a, you know, really bright fluorescent light or anything light source that is going to reflect off of it, because then now you're going to lose some visibility to the panel. All right, so with that, the audio, you know, if you have been watching my review videos, you know how I feel about these marketing partnerships between the audio companies and the laptop companies. This particular HP model is sporting Bang & Olufsen audio system. The speaker grill right above the keyboard, right underneath the lid. So, you know, it's serviceable. Do I really think there was any sort of a Bang & Olufsen technology that went into this? I really don't think so. So, okay, so with the volume set to about 80%, with my camera picking up the audio, here's what they sound like.
And away we go.
Okay, so we're back. To me, it was a little weaker than I would have liked, but that's okay. It's you know, they do give you the audio combo port, so you could have the headphones on or what have you. So you know, in conclusion, this is a really nicely built laptop, minus that little hingy problem that I thought about. It might be just this model that I personally own. Maybe it's not a universal issue. So other than that, the screen is gorgeous. The colors are vibrant. The keyboard input is great. The glass trackpad is just a bit short, or we talk about depth in that way, so a little shallow, but it's serviceable. And you know, when you walk around with it, you have the feel of a premiumness, and you know, bottom two rubber strips here gives you good traction to hold on to something. And the white porcelain, like I think they call it ceramic, the lid is, I don't know how dirty it's gonna get if you have like dirty fingers and you touch it a lot, but definitely does give off the premium vibe. So overall, I really like this laptop. It's a great day-to-day work laptop, or just, you know, knock it around at home, and it's built solid where I don't feel worried about just tossing it around some. It's a great laptop all across the board, home or work use. So I do love it's a premium execution. I think things have come a long way, and along with that, I think the apps and extensions have come a long way, where they have matured a lot. The quality of the apps that are available for download to make this usable. The inherent advantage and disadvantage is that it does not have a traditional overhead heavy operating system. So with that, your apps are a little bit more streamlined, and you're relying on extensions off the Chrome browser and such to accommodate other things that you may have to do. And I think the time that we live in, I think those have come a long way enough compared to a couple of years ago, where things make it a lot easier to use something like this for your day-to-day schoolwork, professional work, or what have you. As far as what I don't care for, I've talked about the hinges earlier. And also, one of the other annoying things that I have noticed is I have attached a Bluetooth mouse. I have paired a Bluetooth mouse to the laptop, and I've noticed about 5 times out of 10 times it doesn't grab the mouse right away. I have to actually go through the process of unpairing it and then pairing the thing back again for the laptop to recognize. So I don't know what is up with that. I don't know if it's specific to the Bluetooth mouse that I'm currently using. It happens to be a Microsoft Bluetooth mouse. So that has been a little bit annoying, but it's really not that big of, well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal if you are used to trackpad, but sometimes I prefer mouse. That's why I have one paired, and when it doesn't automatically reconnect every time, that is a bit annoying. So those are a couple of the things that I have observed, which you may take into consideration if you are considering one of these. Now, the street price is $5.99, but I understand these things go on sale every now and then. So at that point, I think really, given the capability of the hardware and the matured platform, I believe it is a good buy. All right, so with that, that wraps up my this episode of laptop review for HP X360 14-inch Chromebook, which is very handful. All right, so that's it. Until next time, you guys take care. Thank you for your time watching. Until next time.